Alright, so today we're going to be going through your imagining your own world. First thing you're going to do is open up your Procreate, and you are going to go ahead and create a new canvas. Let's go ahead and make it square sized. Alright, go ahead and go to your background, and I want you to select just a random color. Could be whatever you want. You can always change it later, so it doesn't really matter what it is right now. And then you're going to pick another color. I have this pink already picked out. And from there, you are going to go ahead and draw a circle. Now, for drawing circles or things that we're going to fill in, I like to use this monoline brush, which is under calligraphy. So you can see that I have it highlighted right here. I'm going to go ahead and turn down my stabilization. And I'm going to draw my circle. Make sure I connect it, and then if I hold my pen still, it will auto smooth it for me. And then I'm going to go ahead and, if I still have my pencil on the screen and then I go ahead and tap the screen with my other finger, it's going to go ahead and make this a perfect circle. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill that in from there. Now I can go ahead and hit my cursor and size this up. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. I want it to fill my screen, but I don't want it to, I want to give myself some space on the bottom for our next thing. So then I can go ahead and create a new layer, still working with my pink, but now I'm gonna go ahead and turn up my stabilization. Around 70 is fine. Then I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I'm in that new layer. I'm gonna draw some drips. And you can see the stabilization turned up makes the brush just smoother. It makes it less sensitive to just like all of the movement of your hand. Alright, and then from there I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the check mark for my circle. And I'm just gonna close this shape now, and it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not, because we're just gonna fill that in. We're gonna turn this back on, make sure that you're all happy with that, and then if you like the way that that looks, you can go ahead and tap on your top layer and then select merge down. And then it turns both of those layers into one layer. Now, after you do this, you can of course undo with a 2-finger tap on the screen, but at some point, you won't be able to undo that. So you can go ahead and merge down. And now I'm going to go ahead and create some new layers. And I like this color scheme I'm going with. I think I'm going to pick some nice, like, kind of pastel-y colors. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a dark blue. And now I'm going to draw a mountain range. So my mountains, and you know what, for this I'm actually going to turn back down my stabilization. I'll go like with a 25, because I kind of want that rigid look for the mountain range. Just make like a very uneven kind of choppy line, and then bring a line across, make it nice and straight, and need to close that. Alright, and then from there I'm going to go ahead and make a new layer. I'm going to pick a slightly lighter blue. And then in my new layer I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, except this one I'm going to get a little bit taller with just the general mountain range. I'll have it dip down in some places. Alright, and then again across the bottom. All right, and then now I'm going to go ahead and change the order of these things. So I'm going to go ahead, bring this up, bring that one in between, and then I'm going to go ahead and make sure I like that. I think I do. And then before I merge these together, I am just going to go ahead and select them all at the same time, and then it will allow me to move them as a group. I'm going to go ahead and bring them down a little bit, I think, so I have more space in the sky. I think that's good. Alright, and then I can go ahead, merge these down. And then I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to put this between the mountains and my blob. And then I'm going to go ahead and create my sky. So there I might want to kind of play around with some different things. I think I might go ahead and grab this brush. Then I think one last thing I might want to add to the sky is the sun. Maybe I'll put it up like really high, kind of like this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do a little trick here. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this level or layer, and then on the bottom one, I'm gonna go ahead and Gaussian blur it so that it kind of has a glowing effect. Yeah, I think I like that. All right, and then I can go ahead into my layers, and I'm gonna go ahead and merge down on all of these so that they're all one. And then what I can do is I am going to put all of that landscape inside of my circle, my blob, by hitting by hitting clipping mask, and then it's going to put that inside of my blob. Now from there, I want to go ahead and create like a water reflection effect. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this layer. And then if I go back to my cursor, I can come down here to flip vertically. And then it's going to make a mirrored image of what I created in the top portion. And now I want to go ahead and create kind of like a watery effect on here. And so for that, I am going to go ahead and go into this layer. I'm going to turn on my alpha lock because I only want what I'm going to do to affect this layer. I don't want it to impact the top portion at all. Alright, and so then from there, I'm going to go ahead and go to, well, first of all, I'm going to move this up because I'm seeing a little bit of a gap. Alright, and then from there, I'm going to go ahead and pick a element brush or maybe a paintbrush. So you have your element brushes here, and there is like the water ones, or ocean. Those ones are, you know, great and fine. Sometimes I think that the paintbrushes look better for this effect, so I'm gonna go ahead to, I don't know, I'm gonna try maybe, I feel like dry brush liked before. And then from in there, I'm gonna go ahead and pick maybe like an orange, like the orange light kind of reflecting off the water. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make that way bigger. Maybe turn down the opacity a bit. And I'm gonna kind of create this like calm water effect. And maybe I'll build that up just a little bit more. Just to make it look like the light's kind of reflecting. And of course you can kind of change that to how you would like. You can also use the smudge tool, which is this finger. And then if I wanted to go and kind of play with the water effects, there's also like these water ones, but these are more like water on top of things. So if I go back into elements and then pick this ocean one, I can go ahead and kind of smudge with this kind of water texture. And then there you have it. You would complete your you're imagining your own world. So I could leave this like this. I could go back in and edit things. Of course, once I merge all of my layers, it makes it hard to make changes. So you want to go ahead, like now I'm looking and seeing my clouds and thinking, oh man, I could have maybe did more texture in my clouds, or maybe I need to change the texture of my water to match the texture in like the top of the image. But you really want to make those decisions before you merge everything. Then from there, you don't really have to merge anything else. To share it, you would go to your wrench or your actions. You would hit the share button, and then you would go ahead and go to JPEG. It would export it, and then you could go ahead and save the image as and then you could upload that to Google Classroom from there.